Hello, my name is Ron Prescott. I'm with Iowa State University Extension and Outreach. A number of communities have asked for the Iowa Trade Analysis reports, and they can be found at the following webpage, icip.iastate.edu/retail. And those PDF files can be downloaded for both county and cities in Iowa. This is a short video report that some of the communities have asked for, and so it generally lasts less than 5 minutes and can be requested by the email during the closing slide. So I hope you enjoy the video and gain some information from it. This is the Retail Trade Analysis Report for fiscal year 2012 for Bennet in Cedar County. What we notice right off on the first page of the report when we take a look at Bennet is the real total taxable sales. If you look at fiscal year 2011 and 2012, there's been a pretty substantial drop in sales. When you look at the number of reporting firms, it appears there's 3 reporting firms that are not reporting this year that were last year, which hence also is probably what's leading the taxable sales. Population has actually increased a small amount. Average sales per firm, as you can expect, has dropped off, and so has the average sales per capita. So somewhere along the line, and the community I'm sure is fully aware of this, there's been a couple of stores and fairly substantial stores that have been shut down in fiscal year 2012. When we take a look at the history from 03, we see the resales on tops and the reporting firms on the top of the or bottom of the chart. Resales back in 03, $885,000, and reporting firms 22, and so that's cycled up and down. Although there's been a trend since the recession: 17, 17, 15, 15, and now 12. So 12 is certainly the 10-year low. Population trends, though, it seems as though Bennet County is holding pretty tough with the state of Iowa trends and is doing better than Cedar County. And so even though their population is small, there hasn't been a huge drain on the population itself. If we look at their peer cities, and the peer cities are selected for similar populations, similar retail sales of cities across the state of Iowa. If we look at your peer group, and we'll show you the list here a little bit later, you'll see Bennet is actually doing better than a lot of the small communities in the state of Iowa, and where your peer group has dropped off population of 5%, whereas you've grown about 3%. Pull factor is something, it's a calculation where we're trying to analyze. If it was 1, that means you are serving the retail needs of your community. If it was greater than 1, that means that you're actually pulling retail sales from outside the community. If it's less than 1, that indicates that your community members are going somewhere else for the retail shopping. In the case of Bennet, we see that the peer median is 0.43, but Bennet is at 0.12. So a lot of people are doing the retail shopping outside of Bennet. Here's that peer group, and it's the top 10, and then it shows Bennet ranking here. Now, some of this is because of location. Even though you may have a small city like Batavia at 501 or Floyd at 329, sometimes their location and proximity to other cities actually jumps that per capita sales, or that they have a particular retail industry in that area that actually causes it to increase. And so when you first look at these figures, sometimes it looks pretty negative to a lot of communities, but then you have to kind of take a look at the geographic position of some of these cities also, and those opportunities that they have that you possibly don't. Just a couple of suggestions, just from looking at the information from these reports, which is really difficult to make very many conclusions until you really spend some time with the folks in Bennet. But one thing, for a town this size, make sure you focus on the core retail needs of your community. There may be opportunities for a fuel station or an all-purpose grocery store, et cetera, or even a co-op grocery store. And then get together and discuss a strategy to meet those needs. I mean, you still have 400 people that are certainly purchasing goods somewhere. And if you can focus on what those core retail needs would be and what they would rather just purchase in Bennet rather than traveling somewhere else, that's one strategy. Also, find out what other cities in your peer group are doing that you're not. There's a list of peer group folks in the report. Organize a group to visit a couple of peer group cities and just take some notes and see what they have going for them that maybe you can also implement. As I look at these reports and I look at the populations of some of the cities in Iowa, I'm reminded of when I was younger. I grew up on a farm outside of Iowa, and as a population today, somewhere between 70 and 80 people. So I'm kind of empathetic to a small town that feels like maybe it's slowly fading away. And once we lose some of these core businesses and our downtown starts looking weaker, it really can be a difficult thing to grapple with. But I guess I keep coming back to the fact, as long as you have folks that call Bennet home and you have a viable community, focus on what bundle of services makes sense for your community and what you really think those folks need and will be able to purchase locally. My name is Ron Prescott. I work for Iowa State University ISU Extension Outreach with the Community Economic Development Group. My email is rprescott@iestate.edu. My phone number here in Ames is 515-294-5862.